Stefan's eyes widened in horror as a truck swerves recklessly towards him. Before he could process what was happening, a loud screech was heard and the truck crashed into him. His grip on the steering loosened as his car spins, metal crunches, blood streamed down his face, and slowly darkness took over. Sarah storms into the room. "Stefan, it's like I am going to cook you for dinner today, just like those mothers who were eating their children in the Bible." Stefan chuckles faintly. "What kind of joke is that, wifey?" She shoots him a glare. "I am so not joking, young man. I am hungry. And don't even dare tell me to drink Gary again." A sigh escapes Stefan's lips and he rubs his temples. "Sarah, I am trying. You know how these freelance jobs works. Some seasons are dry." "5 weeks, Stefan." She cut him off, her voice getting louder. 5. That's over a month without a single gig. I have not eaten anything reasonable all day, and you are still glued to that laptop like it's a buffet. Stefan closes his laptop with a sigh. "You think I am not worried too? You think I enjoy this? Of course I don't. No, I think you enjoy living in survival mode. Freelancing? Please, that's just a fancy way of being jobless. One day you are up, the next you are broke. I am tired of it. This up-down life is draining. I am working on something. I just need time," Stefan mumbled, turning on his laptop. A snort escaped Sarah's lips. "Time? That's the only thing you are good at wasting. I guess you won't understand the gravity of things until I drop dead from hunger. God forbid nobody is dying. Dear, chill. How on earth do you expect me to calm down? There's no foodstuff to make proper meal in the house. We can't even afford to fuel both our cars. That's the height of discomfort. I want stability. Is that too much to ask?" Sarah yelled. "Babe, I am a software engineer who is building a startup. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Soon enough things will fall in place, and you won't have to worry about trivial things like feeding," Stefan said softly. "You call feeding trivial? Even if we are not wealthy, we should at least have food to eat and not just eat. We should be able to eat good meals. If I knew I would be deciding to eat chicken today and then drink Gary the next day, I wouldn't have resigned from my job." "Sarah, not again. I didn't get you to resign from your job because I don't want you to do well for yourself. You already lost 3 pregnancies because of how tedious your job was, and that's something that shouldn't happen ever again." "My job at the bank was tedious, but being a stay-at-home wife that is not well taken care of is much more tedious," Sarah yelled. "Since you got me to resign, you are responsible for me. You should take care of me and not make me starve." Stefan inhaled sharply. "Okay, I need some air." "Are you implying the air around me is toxic?" She hits his chest, ready for a fight. "Yes, it is," Stefan fired back. "I am losing my mind just by listening to you rant. Nagging won't put a full chicken on the dining table. Action would." "Stefan, you didn't just call me a nagging wife, did you? And talking about action, are you even taking any?" Stefan grabs his laptop, frustrated, and heads toward the door. "You had better come back with food or a real job," Sarah yelled behind him. Sarah does act like a witch sometimes. Just because she isn't seeing any results doesn't mean I am not doing anything, Stefan mumbled as he walks to his car. He gets in and powers up his laptop. The screen loads and a new message pops up. "Hi Stefan, I'm impressed with your pitch deck. Let's discuss the software build. Budget is 500 million. Can we meet tomorrow?" Stefan's mouth went wide agape. Then, slowly, a grin forms on his face as he types a reply. "Stefan, lounging in Lagos is expensive. I am about to be sucked dry." A new message from his childhood friend pops up. "Anna, I haven't gotten the chance to speak to Sarah as we haven't been on good terms. You know how the freelancing economy can be. She keeps getting worked up for no reason, but I would mention it to her nevertheless. You should be able to move in tomorrow, he replied. Thank you so much, Steph. Just give me 3 months. I will stay out of your way. I need to get back on my feet. Stop sounding like we are strangers. We grew up together. You are like a sister to me. This is the least I can do for you. Another message from his client came in. It was details about the location of the meeting. He had better share the good news with Sarah and tell her about Anna. He got out of his car and walked back in only to meet the room empty with a note on the bed. I am off to Cynthia's place. Teresa and Cynthia are seated, eating peppered goat meat and rice. Sarah walked in and halted on her track. She clamped her hands together dramatically. Oh, so you two are now meeting behind my back? Cynthia laughs lightly. Don't be dramatic. Teresa just stopped by. Come join us. Teresa snaps her fingers. Maid, bring more rice for madam. One would mistake you as the madam of the house, Sarah said to Teresa as she settled down. Ever heard of the saying, what belongs to your friend is yours? Teresa joked. Except her husband, of course. Cynthia burst into laughter. Stop messing around, we are eating. Teresa grins. Sarah, you are glowing, but you look tired. What's the matter? Sarah rolls her eyes. I am so bored that it seems like I would soon lose my mind. I miss working at the bank. I should never have left. Please, what's so exciting about bank stress when you can tour the world? I am heading to Paris this weekend for the Louis Vuitton show, Cynthia said with a glass of juice in hand. Another trip? Sarah asked. You just returned from Dubai barely 3 weeks ago. If there was a post like Minister of Enjoyment, Cynthia would definitely be appointed, Teresa said. Cynthia shrugs her shoulders. Life is too short to be unhappy, and since my husband doesn't mind sponsoring this hobby of mine, I don't think I'm going to stop exploring the world anytime soon. Well, I may not be exploring the world, but I am definitely going to explore the city with my brand new Tesla, Teresa said with a wide smile as she threw her Tesla keys at Sarah. Sarah's mouth went wide open. You own a Tesla? Stop with the joke, girl. Teresa giggles. I am not joking. My husband got it for me last weekend. She shows an image on her phone screen and Sarah whistled softly. Sarah smiles faintly. Whoa, you both are definitely living life to the fullest. Meanwhile, I can't even ask Stefan for money to go on a shopping spree right now. Why don't you come to Mauritius with me next month? Teresa suggested. Babe, live a little. Are you joking? Stefan can't afford that right now. His work is seasonal, Sarah replied. Cynthia folds her arms. So why are you still sticking with him? It's not something that serious. Once he gets a new gig, our finances skyrockets again, Sarah muttered. A scoff escaped Cynthia's lips. That's basically living from hands to mouth. You deserve better. Teresa nods in agreement. Love without money is stress, dear. If he can't sponsor you, maybe you need an upgrade. We know some of our husband's friends who are generous. They can give you the soft life you deserve, Cynthia added. Speaking about your husband, since I have been stopping by, I have never met him, Sarah said, sipping from her glass of water. Cynthia shrugs her shoulders lightly. What do you expect from a major general? He is almost never free. At least he never fails to provide you with all the luxury you need. I wish Stefan was like that. I am tired of seeing his face every hour of the day, shouting I love you. Can love quench hunger? Sarah muttered. That's enough talk about men. Sarah needs to be pampered. She looks stressed. Spa date on me, Teresa announced. Later in the evening, Sarah sat up her skin glowing, a wide smile playing on her face. She dials Stefan's number. "Hey babe, can you come pick me up?" "Send me your address," Stefan said from the other end. "All right, thank you." Cynthia and Teresa exchanged knowing glances. "Sarah mentioned they had a heated argument, right?" Cynthia whispered to Teresa, who gave a nod. "And she still calls him to pick her up. After all that? And even after that fight, he agreed to show up. She has no idea how blessed she is," Teresa mumbled. Cynthia sighs. "I haven't seen my husband in 6 months. Mine? 2 years. That 69-year-old man frequents his first wife's place, but doesn't think I need to be visited. At least he foots your bills and gets you anything you want. That's the only thing I get in this marriage. Don't I deserve love too?" "What are you girls whispering about?" Sarah asked, and they flashed her a smile. "Stefan just arrived, I would get going." They nodded in response. "She doesn't know what she has," Teresa said, glaring at her retreating figure. "She is totally clueless." The next day, Sarah hums as she does the dishes. Stefan walks in silently, wraps his arms around her from behind, and rests his chin on her shoulder. "Good morning, babe," he greeted. "Good morning," she replied with a smile. "You seem to be in a good mood." "I am on my way to seal a deal," Stefan says, nuzzling her neck. "It's big, Sarah. Life-changing big." "Big enough that I won't ever have to argue with you about feeding," Sarah joked. "Far bigger." "That's great. Now that's what I want to hear." "I have told you countless times that whenever I am behind my laptop, I am working on something. I really hope you learn to trust me," Stefan muttered. "By the way, do you remember Anna? Your childhood friend that stays in the state? What about her?" she asked. "She is currently in the country. She is facing some crisis and will be staying with us for a while." Sarah stiffened slightly. "In this house? Stefan, we are barely surviving. You want us to now feed and house someone else?" He plants a soft kiss on her cheek, chuckling. "Relax, love. She won't be a burden. It's just for a while. I explained things to her already." Before she could respond, he was already out of the door. Sarah watches him leave with a wistful look. For a moment, she imagines what life would be like if money wasn't always the problem. If they could just be happy without constantly worrying about survival. Later in the day. Stefan is on his way back from the biggest meeting of his life, beaming as he speaks into his phone. "Anna, it's done! We signed the deal, $500 million. Anna laughs excitedly. "Glory to God! At least one of us is doing well." "You would be back on your feet before you know it," Stefan said softly. "I hope so," Anna replied from the other end. "What do you think about working with me?" Stefan asked. There was a long pause. "Are you serious?" "Of course I am. I just landed a $500 million deal, and my friend who is also in the same field as me is struggling. Why not collaborate and lessen the burden on my shoulder?" "Oh, you are so sweet." "Thank you," Anna gushed. "The pleasure is all mine. You are moving in today, right?" Stefan asked. "Yes, I am, but I want you to be around when I move in," Anna replied. "I am currently on the 3rd mainland bridge. Once I am home, I would place a call." Stefan's eyes widened in horror as a truck swerves recklessly towards him. Before he could process what was happening, a loud screech was heard and the truck crashed into him. His grip on the steering loosened as his car spins, metal crunches, blood streamed down his face, and slowly darkness took over. "Hello? Hello? Stefan, can you hear me? Are you okay?" Anna screamed in horror as the line went dead. Meanwhile, Sarah, on the other hand, is at a luxury store with her friends, picking items carefully. Teresa rolls her eyes. Sarah, you are still doing this broke girl thing? It's the way she keeps checking the price tag of each item before making a choice. It's embarrassing, Cynthia said with a frown. You had better wise up and get a man to give you the baby girl lifestyle you deserve, Teresa said, barely hiding her judgment. Sarah forces a smile, but it fades the moment her phone rings. It's Stefan. Babe, how did it go? She said immediately she picked. Hello? Is this Sarah? A woman asks breathlessly. I'm Anna. Stefan had an accident. He is in the hospital. It's bad. Sarah drops her shopping bag and rushes out without a word. At the hospital. Sarah arrives, breathless and pale. Anna meets her with tired eyes and introduces herself quickly. Stefan and I were on the phone when it happened, so I made my way to the accident scene, and luckily we were able to get him out of his car before it blew up. Sarah listens, numb. The doctor comes out of the intensive care unit. Are you the relatives for Stefan Adekunle? Sarah nodded, rushing forward. Stefan made it through surgery, but he is in coma, and from the look of things he might wake up blind. What? Sarah screamed. But it's not permanent. He's going to regain his sight back over time, the doctor said, and a sigh of relief escaped Anna's lips. Hours turned into days and days into weeks. And in no time, 1 month went by and Stefan was still unconscious. Sarah visits daily, ignoring her friends' calls until they show up at her house, dragging her out one night. Is this how you want to waste your life? Babysitting a sick man, Cynthia snaps. Come with us tonight. We are going clubbing, Cynthia added. Sarah's brows raised. What? We are married women. Why would we go to the club? We are not going to the regular club. We are going to Club for Elite, where you make valuable connections and meet people that can change your life at the snap of a finger, Teresa explained. I am so not in the mood. I mean, my husband is in the hospital. I shouldn't be going clubbing no matter the kind of club it is, Sarah retorted. Cynthia shakes her head in disbelief. This is the problem we have with you. You are too dull. You have been going consistently for the past 4 weeks, and he hasn't even moved a finger, talk more of opening his eyes. What are you saying? Teresa cut her off. Even if he wakes up, he can't open his eyes. The doctor said he's blind, right? Temporarily blind, Sarah corrected. Temporarily blind or partially blind. It doesn't change the fact that he is blind and maybe forever, Teresa added. When he wakes up, you would have to babysit a blind man. You definitely did not sign up to be a nurse when you married him. At least enjoy yourself before he wakes up. Cynthia coaxed, and she slowly nodded. Finally, you have your head in the game, Teresa said with an eye roll. At the hospital. The hospital room was cold, sterile, and eerily silent. A faint beeping from the heart monitor was the only sound that proved Stefan was still alive. He couldn't see. His eyes were tightly bandaged, wrapped in gauze after surgery. He tried to speak, but his throat felt dry and raw. He heard the door creaked open. Sarah? He managed to call. Anna's steps hastened as she saw him awake, a sigh of relief escaping her lips. You are finally awake! Anna, how are you doing? Anna chuckled. Stop being silly. I should be the one asking that question. How are you feeling? I can't even explain it. Why can't I see a thing? The accident made you temporarily blind. Your sight is going to come back gradually. What of Sarah? He asked. I don't know why she is not here. She has been in and out of the hospital since the accident. She should be here any time soon since she didn't stop by during the day, Anna replied. He reached out toward the sound of her voice, and she moved closer, helping him to sit up. How long have I been here? It's been over a month. I am sorry, he whispered. Sarah and you must have been so worried. Stop it. Why would you apologize like the accident is something that was in your control? Anna scolded. But still, you must be so stressed out. Shut up, Stefan. If you are so sorry for being sick, then you have to regain your sight as quickly as possible, so you can continue the project from where I stopped. The $500 million project? He asked. She gave a nod. I have been working on it. I and the client already met once. I told him I was your personal assistant and reassured him the accident won't affect the delivery of the project. Thanks a bunch, Stefan muttered. I am doing this for myself too, you know. You have a bad habit of making your good deeds look like nothing. You might be injured, but I can still hit you if you don't stop running your mouth. Anna threatened, and he did the zip sign. A week later, Stefan got discharged after his bandage was gotten rid of. Sarah didn't stop by to check up on him in the hospital, and now that he is back home, she is also not home. Are you worried? Anna asked, as she carefully helped Stefan sip water. Easy, don't rush it, she cautioned. Thank you. Anna, Stefan said softly. You were worried about Sarah, right? Anna asked. Of course I am. Different thoughts keep flying through my head. Did she get into an unknown accident? Did she get tired of waiting for me to wake up and decided to leave me? Stop saying nonsense, Anna cut in. You and Sarah might have your differences, but she loves you. You need to see how worried she was when she got the news of you being involved in an accident and how she consistently cleaned your body with a hot towel twice a day. The weeks that followed were slow and heavy. But with Anna's encouragement, Stefan began therapy, physically and emotionally. She would read him books in the evening, business books, devotional books, novels with happy endings. Sometimes he would interrupt her with questions, and other times he would just listen to her voice, letting it fill the emptiness Sarah left behind. 2 months passed in a twinkle of an eye, and Stefan couldn't help but wonder why he has still not heard anything from Sarah. Does your wound still ache? I brought warm towels to ease the pain. Anna's voice cut through his trail of thoughts. You are so thoughtful. But right now, I need to make use of the bathroom, Stefan muttered. She helped him up, guiding him with steady arms towards the bathroom. Aren't you tired? Stefan asked, as she helped him back into the room. Anna raised a brow. Tired? I don't get you? I am obviously a burden to you. I can barely do anything without your help. Don't say that. It's not your fault you got into an accident. And it's also not your job to take care of me. Anna chuckled, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. How many times do I have to tell you I am doing myself a favor? You have given me a roof over my head and also a job. Even an heartless person would do everything I do. And here she goes again. Anna, what do I do with you? You can't be given your flowers because you won't take it, Stephen complained. Then don't give me any flowers. We still have a project to work on. If you are ready to direct, I am ready to code. Do you remember those days when we will skip classes to eat puff-puff at the back of our street? Stefan suddenly said. Oh, that period when I was still taller than you, Anna teased. Shut up! Anna bursted into laughter. It still doesn't change the fact that I was once taller than you. You know what? Let's get to work, Stefan said seriously. You were the one who started with reminiscing good old days. Later that night, Stefan realized he was gazing at the ceiling. Although his sight was still blurry, it was far better than being in the dark. He was healing. It's been 6 months since Stefan got discharged from the hospital. Nothing has been heard from Sarah, and Stefan has gotten used to living without her around. Our client loved what we delivered and even did a free publicity for us. Anna screamed, barging into the room. You need to see the amount of messages you have been getting. People want to work with you. Ugh! Anna suddenly screamed. Someone whose budget is 1 billion is proposing us a deal! She screamed again, her gaze fixed on the phone she had in hand. At this rate, Stefan, you need a physical location. Stefan couldn't help but smile widely as he watched Anna jump around in excitement. You need to see how radiant your face looks. Did you just say my face looks radiant? Anna cut in. Can you see me? Stefan nods, although not clearly. This is good news, Anna screamed. The rate at which you keep screaming, my ears might go deaf, Stefan teased. Stefan's sight became better as the day went by. By the end of the month, he could see Anna's face clearly. You are literally boring holes into my skin. Did I grow wings? Anna said, her eyes not leaving her laptop. He smiled. You kind of did. She blushed, brushing him off. Stop joking around. Tomorrow is the company's relaunch. There is work to do. Yes, Mom? They exchanged glances and shared a short laugh. After the launch, Stefan and Anna worked on the billion Naira project and over-delivered. Articles were written. Influencers promoted them for free. A popular vlogger did a behind-the-scenes visit and captured Stefan speaking about his story. I lost everything, he had said on camera. But sometimes what you lose isn't really loss, it's making a way for what truly matters. The clip went viral nationwide. Investors reached out. A lifestyle magazine called him the man who built again. One Saturday evening, Stefan walked into the house with a bouquet of flowers. Anna looked up, brow raised. What's this? She asked. For you. He pulled out a tiny box from his pocket and opened it to reveal a ring. Anna, will you marry me? Her hands flew to her mouth. She didn't speak for a long while. Then, slowly, she nodded. Meanwhile, somewhere outside the country, Sarah was scrolling through Instagram when she nearly choked on her drink. There he was, Stefan, glowing in a fitted kaftan beside Anna in a pre-wedding shoot. Her hand trembled. What the hell is going on? Stefan can see. She told the hospital to call her once Stefan was conscious, but since she never got the call from the hospital, she assumed Stefan was still unconscious and decided to enjoy her life to the fullest by touring the world. Life, at last, showed her the pleasures she once envied. But she didn't think it was at the expense of losing her marriage. She immediately exited Instagram and dialed Stefan's number. The call went through, but there was no response. She immediately booked the next flight to Nigeria. She rushed to Cynthia's room, only to walk in on her chatting with Teresa about her. She really thought we liked her. Please. She was always the center of attention in uni. Life finally put her in her place. I can't believe she lost a good man like Stefan. Sarah hurriedly made her way back to her suite, tears falling down her eyes uncontrollably. She really hopes the engagement stuff is a prank. Did they get a divorce? She is still legally hitched to her man. The next day, Sarah stormed into the house to meet Anna seated on the sofa. Sarah, enraged, pounced on her. You cheap slut! You stole my husband! Stefan rushes out from the kitchen. Look who finally decided to show up. Sarah, you abandoned me. I was in coma and you disappeared for 8 months. I didn't know you were awake, she screams tearfully. I waited. I hoped. But you left. You weren't there. But Anna, she stayed. He gently pulls Anna behind him. I filed for a divorce already. You will get the papers soon. And don't you even dare to get greedy because I won't give you a dime. I can't believe you will choose this ugly thing over me, Stefan. How can you do this to me? Let's see how you get married without a proper divorce. It's too late, Sarah. I am paying her bride price in 2 weeks' time. We can be traditionally married even while going through the divorce procedures. If that will be all, see you in court. Stefan, you can't do this to me, Sarah yelled. We have gone through thick and thin together. Lest I forget, the next time you barge into my property to cause trouble, I am going to sue you for trespassing, Stefan said firmly. Now, use the door. Sarah slowly made her way out, a tear escaping her eyes, and then another, and another. Soon tears were pouring out of her eyes like a river. She got so carried away with the pleasures of life, and in return her marriage was taken. If only she knew her friends were not really her friends. Sarah could not see what she had because she focused on what she did not have. Truly, comparison is a thief.